Have you ever wondered why?
When?
How much?
What if?
Well, you're in luck, because you're listening to the Hypotheticast.
3 best buds.
On a mission.
To ask all the questions?
And get all the answers.
I was born with both guns blazing, and I do think I'm amazing. You got the dignity to feel a little about yourself. I don't care what your preacher says. I got my own vicious ways. Only got one command and it goes, I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
Welcome to this episode.
Thanks, Mike. My name's David.
My name is Emily.
Oh, and there's another guest in the studio today.
It's me. Welcome to the dinner party of the century. My name's DJ Amuse Douche.
Wow. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I just thought of that joke.
I was just going to say, were you sitting
both
on
Emily
that
and I
joke?
were waiting on tenterhooks to see what would come out of your mouth.
It was very exciting. And then I thought it was
Thanks for
just going to be
tuning
like
in.
a weird, like you didn't know where it was going, but you did have a joke that you were getting to.
I had to set it up, and that was
You
the
did,
problem.
you did.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, DJ Amuse Douche. We're doing a dinner party themed episode.
That's what we're trying to get across here.
I love dinner parties.
Yeah?
I love talking about them.
Do you have them?
Sometimes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
You had a fancy cheese party last year.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was a raclette party, which is where you rent a machine that heats up the side of a large cheese wheel, and then you scrape the melty cheese onto food of your choosing. And it was delicious, and I loved it. However, it's not like super hard, but it's a little high maintenance in that Tanner basically had to stand next to the raclette machine for like an hour and a half.
It doesn't come with a raclette attendant when
No,
you rent the
it
machine.
really should. It really should. No regrets.
No raclettes. That's what it should have been called. Come on. So good.
Hey, what do you think about dinner parties, David?
What do I think about them? I don't know.
Yeah.
I love them. I love theming them. I love going to them. I like bringing things to them. If somebody's like, hey, can you bring a dish? I'm like, oh, girl. Yes, I can.
With something in it, though.
Oh, yeah. See, that's where it falls apart for me. I'm like,
Oh, no.
I brought a 8-ounce Pyrex. What do you think? Do you like this dish? And they're like, I don't like it. And I'm like, okay, well, this has been fun, but I'm going to go. So actually, you know what I think? I don't like dinner parties. I always get kicked out of them for doing the wrong thing or whatever.
The wrong thing. I don't know if I love dinner parties as much as you guys do. And I think it's part of the fact that I don't like traditions that are exclusionary, where it's like you have to do things a certain way or dress a certain way just to participate. Like, I think I like a good old-fashioned potluck where you just show up, you don't have to be wearing anything in particular, the courses don't even have to be in a certain order, you just load up your plate, hang out with your friends. I like it to be
That's kind of what I'm
the
thinking
type
about.
of dinner party.
that qualifies.
I think the thing that I will say about dinner parties that I think is interesting is that when you're growing up, you have this like really specific idea when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And I think like the media and maybe
the media,
lies.
the liberal media.
I think it was maybe also like we were kids in like the 80s and 90s when like adulthood I think was really different than adulthood is now. There was a lot of like performing, like you light the candles and you have a dinner party with little names and you know, like all of that stuff. And I think becoming an adult is realizing that you can do a dinner party however you want. Like, you know, make a frozen pizza, you can order food, you can cook whatever you want and have people bring whatever they want.
Yeah.
You can just all eat different kinds of chips.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
You know, it can be whatever you want and you can invite people. I mean, I think the key thing there is you can invite people that you think will enjoy whatever type of dinner party you are having. So I do agree that I really like sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes to be fancy. It's one of the things about me that you should know. I like to be fancy sometimes. But I know that if I do want to do something or like host something that is fancy, I need to invite other people who will enjoy that part of it. Or you can get around it, like the time we did a James Bond themed one, and Mike came as Q, and everybody loved it.
I filled my lab coat full of gadgets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It was great.
I think that was the year that I came as naked Daniel Craig on a chair.
Yeah, you're hopping around in that chair.
Yeah, we just
with
put you in
no
the
bottom.
basement.
That one was pretty good. Yeah. But on theme, I'm telling you.
My favorite party I think I had was a long time ago. It was just like we just bought pizza ingredients. Everyone made their own pizza, and we just played board games all day long.
Yeah.
That is
great.
totally a dinner party.
Right? A food party. And
Yeah.
I think that's the key ingredient is food in all
Yeah.
of these things.
That's true.
Is
And
that you're having
enough
food
food
together.
for it to be a meal is what I will say. Because it's different than a party where you go and they have like a bowl of Doritos and some Twizzlers. Like that's fine. And that can be a fun party too. But like,
I also think a dinner party has to be for dinner. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
I think it has to be an evening thing.
I think it does
I think
too.
a potluck can
Hot
be
take.
whenever, but I think a dinner party has to be for dinner. I know.
Is
Come
dinner
at me,
always the
Twitter.
evening meal?
Yes.
'Cause
Well,
if-
for some
for-
people,
yeah, exactly. Some
I think
people,
some people
that's
call
the
lunch
noon
dinner
meal,
or
and then
supper or
supper is
whatever.
the-
But I feel like
That's
the
trash.
essence of
Don't
dinner.
listen to
yeah,
that. That's
that's all
trash.
garbage.
That's what my mom said.
It's all
yeah, I know.
garbage.
That's like old times. We're in
Old
2018.
It's 2018.
2018, dinner is dinner.
Dinner
Get
starts
behind it.
Dinner
after
is
5
dinner.
o'clock. If
Things
it's-
mean things.
Is that
Vote
the
for
cutoff?
me. Emily, do so. Dinner is dinner.
5 o'clock.
It's
yeah.
5 o'clock?
2018.
Post 5 o'clock, any party is a dinner party.
Okay.
The definition of dinner party is wibbly, and we're going to have fun with it.
Promise. Don't pause the episode and never listen to the rest of it.
No, they're gonna pause it and then just
It'd
never
be like,
leave
well,
it
I'm
open.
done with podcasts now. This is it.
Should we do our next course?
Sure.
Yes,
What
please.
course was that? Appetizers. Is that the first course always? Is there a different one?
Yeah, no, that's it.
We discussed
or
amuse
perhaps the
bouches.
amuse-bouche.
I'm going to do some would you rathers with you guys.
Wow.
With us?
Yes. And they are about dinner parties. This first one is from Lori Castile.
Hey, Lori.
Would you rather be a guest at a dinner party where the conversation was super boring and the food was delicious, or spirited and interesting conversation with a meal you can't stomach?
Ooh, not just like boring food, but like literally
Like
can't.
you
stomach.
cannot. Is there any food that you guys like cannot eat or you would vomit?
That's a problem. No.
Poison.
Really?
I don't like eating.
Really?
What did you think I said?
What I was saying,
Like really? You
No.
don't like poison? Hold on, Mike.
my brain is working a little slow this morning. What I was saying really to was David saying no, there's nothing that would
Yeah.
turn his stomach.
It's true. That's the key
But
being.
then you said your funny joke.
It's true. So when people are like, really, there's nothing you can't eat? I'm like, well, yeah, like that people prepare intentionally for other people. All of the foods that I've ever had, I like.
There's actually quite a few foods that I would rather not eat at all.
Yeah.
What?
Well, this is spring to mind, although it's not something I don't want. It's just something I don't like. For some reason, at some point, my grandma was convinced that I loved cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
The kind that comes out of the can and just sits in the bowl
Yep.
with the shape of the can still on it.
Love it.
And she would bring it to every like Thanksgiving, I think, and Christmas dinner that we had together and would be like, Michael, I brought the cranberry sauce that you love. And the thing is, I've never liked cranberry sauce. I don't even ever eat it. Like I literally
no.
never ate it. Like she would bring it and I would be like, I don't like that. And I would just not eat it. But every Christmas, she'd be like, here it is. And I'd be like, cool.
Mike, it's
and then
for you, Mike.
And I would just not, I mean, it was lost in the shuffle of a big holiday dinner. She never really noticed that I never actually had any.
That's
but
really
it was
weird.
a very awkward, like, oh, great. But I think I'd rather have the good food with the boring conversation. Because honestly, my strategy at most big dinners, if it's like a family dinner, I just eat my food and then I go off and like when I was a kid, I would go off and read a book in the corner of the house somewhere.
Corner facing the wall. I'm punishing myself for not eating that cranberry
And
sauce.
now it's I play with all the little children and we just go and like wreck grandma's old clothes and
Wow.
Does this look important to a family? Destroy it.
no, like my grandma lives in the house my mom grew up in, and so there's like closets full of old clothes that
You
are like
can
perfect
wreck.
for dress up.
Yeah.
So if it's like a boring conversation, I'm like, yeah, let's go run around the
Right.
house, kids.
You can escape the dinner table and
Yeah.
go do a different thing at the party.
Yeah,
That's a
just
good point.
Eat the good food, take
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I do the food too because I just am too emotional about food. And when I'm hungry and it's not something I can eat, I'm like pissed.
Yeah.
I would just basically be like, first of all, I would feel really bad because you don't want to hurt their feelings and vomit their food in front of them. But then I would also just be like, how can I leave and go get food immediately? Because don't do well with not having food.
Right, just order a pizza to the dinner party.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you could.
And you tell the pizza person to say that it's accidentally getting delivered. Like, oh, whoops.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I guess it's here. I guess we'll have to eat this pizza
When you
now.
get here, say whoops really loud, and well, I guess you have to eat these 4 pizzas for no money. Don't be offended. But like, what about if the conversation was not just like a nice time, a nice conversation, but it was great? Wow. Like somehow you all sat down and it's like 10 of you or something, and you figured out the way that you wanted local politics to work, like, and you made an action plan and you like did all these amazing things, and you like, it was this genius brainstorming session about the things you want to change in the world. I would not have a meal to participate in a conversation like that.
That sounds cool. I will say that the words used in the question are spirited and interesting.
Okay,
so I don't know if that...
So it's not as like...
Yeah, if it was like mind-blowingly productive and brilliant, then I would see where you're coming from. But spirited and interesting, I mean, I've had spirited and interesting conversations like in a Banana Republic with a random person who's looking at the same shoes as I am.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Then in that case, like if it was just interesting and there were some ghosts there, like that's not as cool. So like I'm going to go with the first one too. Yeah.
Ghost
I can have a dinner party with
done.
ghosts whenever I want. It doesn't matter.
We're always having a party with ghosts.
Okay. This next question is from Ryan David Schreck.
Hey, Shrek.
Would you rather clog the toilet going number 2 or inadvertently offend the host to the point that he or she cries in front of everyone?
Let's take a moment of silence for number 2.
No,
also,
honestly,
so
I
much.
appreciate
I'm
it.
so happy.
That's
he could
the
have been
version
like,
that I would have
destroy that toilet with a sick ass dump.
and it'd be like, no, a moose douche, I don't want to. He's gonna come back throughout the episode.
Oh, I hate that.
I'll clog that toilet.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Embarrassing at the time. Mm-hmm. Got to figure that one out.
Yeah.
But good story for later dinner parties.
Maybe.
You know?
Some people don't like talking about poop at
Not
dinner
all,
parties.
but some people do. I mean, it's something everyone can relate to. If there's 2 things people can relate to, it's eating food and then pooping it out. That's 2 things everybody does.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You spend 8 hours a day on that toilet. Why not make it a Casper?
Have you guys ever clogged a toilet at a dinner party?
I don't feel like I poop that much. Like not like that often, but like when people are talking about like, oh yeah, I just did a number 2 perhaps on that toilet and I have killed it. It is dead. I have absolutely annihilated your toilet. And I'm like, what? How? What did? How big is your butthole? Like what came out of there?
David, you always have small poops?
They're like normal sized, and I've never clogged a toilet with my poops unless the toilet is a clogged toilet already.
I will say the thing about it is that usually what clogs a toilet is the amount of toilet paper you use. As someone who uses too much, I will tell you, and my husband will tell you, I don't know where it came from, but I just always feel like it's like more hygienic to use too much. The other thing I will say is, yes, I agree, David. I think the thing is that like it is very rare that I can do that, not in my own home. And I think that probably speaks to something psychological about me. Yeah, but the people who can poop anywhere, that is like hero status. Like I do not understand how people could be like, oh, I'm at Target and I'm gonna go poop at Target.
Yeah.
How do you let go enough to do that?
You do have to reach a certain.
My body is just like you can only do this in the privacy of your own bathroom that you yourself clean.
There's a ritual behind it, I think.
Yeah, it just
some
feels
people
like
make
safe.
the paper seat on the toilet to make you feel safe from all the germs.
I listened to Hero by Nickelback.
Yeah, it
and
just
that
plays.
Really gets me in the mindset.
I don't know. That's a Creed song.
Nailed it.
I think you were butchering Enrique Iglesias'
Hero.
You were.
Which is a different song.
Your hero, baby.
That's what I was thinking, but that's not Nickelback.
I Need a Hero, also a good one. Those 3 on loop for me. That's what I like to listen to while I'm pooping in Target.
I will stand by you forever. I think he talks about touching someone's lips in that song too. It's so weird. I loved that song real hard.
Do. So Emily, you would rather embarrass the host?
You know, I was gonna make an argument for like if I inadvertently did it and they cried, maybe that would just be a good opportunity for all of us to be vulnerable together.
Everyone could cry.
Yeah, but
let's all come and cry.
Vulnerability is good, but also that just sounds like such a stressful social situation.
It sounds really rude.
I think I'm gonna do the toilet clog, and then I'm also just gonna like hope that most people know that it is more about the toilet and toilet paper combination than it is about the dump. But also, whatever. Y'all can think whatever you want about my
Maybe you
poop.
could do both and clog the toilet and then like toilet paper it up, give that toilet way too much paper.
And then as a distraction.
And then you're like, oh no, I'm sorry. But listen, guys, it's not because I poop big. It's because I toilet paper real hard. And everyone's like, don't talk about that. That's nasty. Don't talk about it at the table. And then the host cries because they hate poop so much. And you talked about it at the table. So you did both by accident. Good job, Emily.
I think
you.
what you want to do is try to pin the blame on someone else.
The pizza guy.
Like you'd be like,
he
guys,
ran in here.
Holy crap! Did you guys see that?
Holy crap, indeed.
Yeah.
I just had a memory. This is not completely related, but I just had a memory in like 4th grade of this girl that was in my friend group pooping in
That's
the toilet at the school. And she thought it looked like a whale. And so she told us all to come look. And it did.
It did, though. That's the
It
thing.
looked like a whale.
Fudgy the Whale.
Fudgy?
That's the mascot for Carvel ice cream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fudgy the whale? Okay, fair enough. I was like, you just named this poop whale Fudgy? That's weird,
I
Mike.
mean, to be fair, that's I think that mascot
Okay.
name is
Fudgy the whale. Okay, great. What
Okay.
a good question.
So this is a sort of different kind of would you rather that I made up in my head.
Oh.
It's going to be our last one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are going to host a dinner party, but the whole thing has to be made up of food that is from only one food group. Which food group do you pick?
Oh, so it's not a would you rather?
No, it's a would you rather. Yes, it is.
Would you rather
It's
for
would
have
you rather
from
do a
meat,
dinner party?
food
vegetables,
Group. Food group, right.
Yeah.
So like the
So would you rather do a dinner party
Dairy,
that is all meat,
grains,
all dairy, all grains, all fruits, all vegetables? Which one?
Ooh.
So it's would you rather this.
All vegetables, definitely.
What?
Because think about all of the ways that vegans eat. You can make literally everything
it
out
all
of
sounds
vegetables.
horrible.
No, it's good.
It's
No
not
offense to
all
vegans.
It's so good.
No, I know. It's
Yeah.
not all horrible. There are some really, really great vegetable things. But
Yeah.
one of my pet peeves, I feel like there's no way I haven't done this rant yet on this podcast,
Oh,
is
no.
the trend that is vegan, but it's also not vegan. It's paleo and it's also just like millennials on the internet, which sometimes is horrible.
Sure.
Being like, look at this pizza. It's cauliflower.
Right.
Okay, so it's not pizza then.
Yeah, it is.
Right? It's cauliflower.
Wait,
It's
like
cauliflower.
the whole
Yes.
thing is pizza? I'm confused about what
It's-
you're talking about.
Okay, so when they're like, look at this delicious pizza, here's the recipe, and you look at the recipe, and it's cauliflower with pizza toppings on it.
Oh, I see.
So it's not pizza.
Open
They
your
do the
mind,
same thing with
Emily.
rice. Like, oh, look, it's this rice dish, and it's actually just cauliflower. Or like sweet potato toast, where it's not toast, it's a sweet potato. Don't lie to me. Tell me that I'm eating healthy food. And you can just tell me what it is, and I can eat that thing if it tastes good. But don't like pretend like it's this fun thing that we all know what it is. That's a lie, and I don't appreciate it.
That's a lie.
You understand what I'm saying, right? I
yeah,
feel like you
but
guys.
I think I disagree. I think pizza can be on anything. I think I could make pizza on whatever I want it to be, as
but
long
it's
as I
not
think it's pizza.
Then pizza is crust with pizza toppings on it.
But like a pizza sauce can be an Alfredo sauce and you'd still call it pizza. So why can't the crust be a different thing? Open it up.
Here, actually, I have a question. Is everything vegans eat a vegetable?
No.
Because there's grains, and that's not in the same food group as
But
vegetables.
all I'm saying is that you can use beans and rice and a lot of things in a lot of creative ways and a lot of
Yeah,
vegetables.
but beans and rice are not vegetables.
I guess that's true. What's a
Right.
bean? What's a bean?
It's a
A
legume.
legume. I thought that was a vegetable.
I know
think
this.
that's
This
a
is
grain.
this is raising up a good
That's
question.
in the grain
What do we
category. I hate
this
qualify as
question.
food groups?
Okay, hold on, everyone. I'm going to the internet and I'm Googling what is a bean.
Well, while David looks this up,
Yeah.
you have an answer for this question that's probably not vegetables.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
Dairy.
Yeah, I was thinking that
Let's just
direction
be
too.
trash.
Paint this
Together.
picture for me.
Yeah,
what
what
does
is-
a dairy dinner party look like?
It is all different kinds of cheese. And like, I'm talking all different kinds. That's why I love a good cheese plate. I'm talking like soft and buttery, hard and sharp, moldy as fuck, stinky. Like, I want it all.
You're
I want
describing like the
all
seven
the different
dwarfs of
kinds.
cheese.
Yes.
Moldy as
I love
fuck,
it.
stinky, hard and sharp.
I love all kinds of cheese and I want it all. So it would just be like a table full of cheese and then ice cream for dessert.
Yeah, you could do that.
That sounds pretty good.
Doesn't
I mean,
that sound
I'd eat that
amazing?
and I'd hate it tomorrow.
No, everybody would be a miserable mess afterwards. Like we would all be. It would be like the worst hangover ever.
That
hangover.
toilet would get clogged.
Yeah, no, but it would be like everybody's own toilet in their home because it would be like 7 hours later, even though you've had to go for a long time.
Yep.
But worth it.
Actually, I would choose vegetables too because that's where you get most alcohol. Like you could have wine.
Yeah,
you could
corn.
have mixed
Potatoes
drinks.
and
A lot of
corn.
mixed
That's-
drinks
yeah.
come from vegetables.
Totally.
With all those other food groups, I don't think, is there a dairy-based alcohol? I don't want to know
No.
about it. That to me would be a fun part of a dinner party you'd miss out on if you just, because there's no meat-based alcohols.
Okay, so you're gonna just have a boozy vegetable party.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Congratulations.
And I think I would do vegetables too, just because like I can imagine my favorite things to eat at Thanksgiving often are like the mashed potatoes and the beans
That's
and
very
No butter.
the
good.
cooked
Potatoes.
carrots.
No butter on
That's
those
fine.
taters.
I don't care. I'll figure it out. Beans can be vegetables if you want. The article that I looked up said beans and peas are special foods,
You're not wrong.
which to me
I
and
love
basically
beans
they were
and
like,
peas.
hey, some people count them as protein because they have protein. Some people count them as vegetables because
Peas
they
have
have
protein?
are beans. Peas are a different thing, and there was a whole separate article about what peas are, which we really don't need to get
Yeah,
into.
that's for our next episode.
What are peas?
Hypotheticast.
This segment is called The Meat. And what are we calling it for our dinner party theme?
The main course.
The main course. This is the main course, the meat. And this is where we pick one question, we dive a little bit deeper into it, just like at a dinner party where you're like, all right, it's a big roast and we got to get in there to get that juice. So this question is going to be very straightforward and very simple and open-ended, and I hope you all enjoy it. If you could stage an amazing dinner party, what would it look like?
I think, again, the key to a good dinner party is like the comfort and enjoyment of everyone. I think probably what I would want to do then is have the location be what is special and beautiful. And I really like old like mansions and historical places that you can like take tours of and stuff. I think my dream, and this would be like fulfilling my childhood dream, would be to have a dinner party at the Glensheen Mansion in Duluth.
Oh, yeah.
I have gone on that tour so many times. My family, we always used to camp up there, and very frequently we would take the Glensheen Mansion tour. So it wouldn't be like the dinner party itself wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, this is Downton Abbey or The Great Gatsby or anything like that. It would just be like really, really, really delicious food. Maybe Italian, because everybody loves Italian. But maybe it would just be more like standard American.
Everybody loves
like a roast.
Italian.
But it would be in this beautiful mansion on Lake Superior. And I remember in the tour, they talk about how like they talked a little bit about their entertaining and how like on summer evenings, they would then, there was this like little path to the lake. So they would then like go for a walk by the lake. And then like the men would retire to the room with the pool tables and smoke cigars. And the women would go to this other room and I don't know what they would do, drink sweet wine and bitch about their husbands.
Yeah, right. Be like, why are we in a separate
And
room?
we wouldn't have to do
wait.
that necessarily, but we could like all like, you know, anybody could do whatever they wanted after that of the fun, cool things that you can do in that mansion.
Yeah.
And it would make little Emily so happy. And that's what I really care about.
I'm thinking about the demographics of like, who would you invite? I don't mean like anyone in history, but I mean, is this like a friend dinner party? Or?
That's a good question. Well, it would definitely I would definitely have to invite my sister Lauren because she shares this dream. Right. I'm pretty sure because we were like
because you made her
kids
have fake
together.
dinner parties with you when you were a child.
Probably. I made her do so much. I'm so sorry, Lauren. I love you. But but no, I mean, we were children together running through that house, and we would like each pick which bedroom we wanted to be ours, and made our mom pack fancy dresses for us to wear when we went on this tour.
yes.
Yeah, we were the coolest.
That's the word.
So I'm pretty sure that she would be super psyched about this idea too, and would love to act out that long held dream. So for sure would be her. And then I think I'd probably, just find friends that also really like historical old houses and that sort of thing.
Would it be like the right amount? Like where you could if you wanted, pretend that everybody could go to bed at the end of the night.
God,
like,
yes.
like there are two servants and there are two like. I mean,
No,
I don't know if you have to invite people to be servants. I don't know. Yeah, it's a dinner party. You don't role play at dinner parties.
I think actually a thing that I believe about dinner parties that is really challenging in real life, so that would be another part of this one, is numbers. Because I actually think that like the ideal dinner party is like 6 to 8 people. Maybe you could go up to 10, but above that is like too many. Like it's not. It's too many for it to be like a really socially fulfilling experience as a dinner party. At that point, it just becomes like a regular party where you maybe get to kind of chat with everybody, but you can't have a conversation that is everybody involved in the one conversation. It's going to break up into like little groups, and that's okay sometimes. But I think like the ideal dinner party amount is an amount where you could potentially have a conversation that everybody gets to be involved in. So in this fantasy dinner party, it would be the perfect amount of people and no one would be mad about it.
Perfect. That is a special element that
and
I'm
also
glad
there would
you
be
introduced.
really big bottles of champagne in really big ice buckets.
The buckets themselves would be big.
Yeah, like bigger than a person, like just so big. My dream is a dinner party where everything's big. Okay, your turn, Mike.
Oh, okay, I'll go then. I'm actually glad you brought up the number of people, because I was picturing it being much bigger. I think because I'm conflating party with dinner party.
Yeah.
As I mentioned in the beginning, I like a low maintenance dinner party. Like I like people to not feel there's pressure to behave or dress a certain way. Like you should just come and hang out with your friends, and that's the main goal. I've just seen a lot of like, and this is mostly based on family dinners, but there's always so much stress on having the food ready at a certain time, and it's always imaginary. It's like, oh, we have to do things in this certain way or someone will be displeased. And it's like, I have a Midwestern family who like, okay, I'll just have to wait for those Brussels sprouts a little bit longer. But I don't want there to be any roadblocks to just like hanging out with your buds. And so I think having like just 6 or 8 people is good, because one of the big things that I want at my dinner party is equitable seating is what I want, because oftentimes at dinner parties, you get imprisoned next to like 1 or 2 people. Imprisoned is
That's
like
such a dramatic word.
All of the ways you talk about dinner parties are like family Thanksgiving. Like I feel like
that's been my experience
dinner
with dinner
parties
parties
in like early 90s movies
Well,
where like grown-ups did like,
which is fine. That is a real kind of dinner party. So
imprisoned is rude, but like to be next to the same person, like it's maybe like there's someone you really want to talk to across the table and they're all the way across the table, which is why I think like a rectangular dinner table is not an ideal seating arrangement. I think.
Do you have like rotating, like where everything mechanically moves around and you sit by everybody for a certain point?
There's one outer circle of people and then there's the table is a ring, and some people sit on the inside. And the inner ring,
it's like speed dating.
Yeah,
kind
but
of.
you don't have to actually move your seat. Yeah, it's on a turntable that just moves.
No, I think maybe this is actually the best idea.
That's a great idea.
This is such a good. I know that's not what you meant.
No, that's not what I was thinking initially. But now that we're talking about it, because I was thinking a circular table is good.
Yeah, those are
because
good.
that's why King Arthur used them, is so that nobody would have preferential seating.
That guy knew how to throw a fucking party. Am I
sure
right?
did. I do think it's good, especially to have like a conversation everyone can be a part of, for everyone to be able to see each other. And I think like to have a round table, like the way that you're sitting at a dinner party, like really affects the whole party,
absolutely.
right?
Oof.
And if you have to have like a card table in another room, it's like the party doesn't have a cohesive whole.
Yep. And that's exactly what I'm talking about with the numbers. You want it to feel like the experience was shared, not that like all 18 people could have had totally different experiences of the night.
Yeah, so let's do this. The table is a donut, not an actual
so
donut.
there's 2 rings, right?
Yeah. Inner ring, outer ring.
And the inner ring faces out and the outer ring faces in. Oh, I love this.
And the inner
it's like
ring,
the sushi restaurants, except instead of sushi, it's other
a person.
people.
It's a person. The food is stationary, so you just have to eat whatever someone left behind.
Yeah. No, that sounds great. Everyone gets sick.
No, the food is taken and delivered in a normal way, I think.
Sure.
Or if you can incorporate a food train.
You could probably just keep it in front of you.
Hold on. Since it's my dinner party, I think the food is delivered on trains that
Like
come into the room.
Little kid ones. What do you call those? Toy trains?
Yeah,
I think
so.
little kid trains.
Miniature trains.
Is what they're called.
Small trains.
Not a real train. That's what I'm
No,
trying to say.
yeah. No, it's not a
Model
real train.
trains.
Thank
You're
you.
looking for the word model trains.
Tiny
right.
trains.
But
Well,
I
that's
think
different than just trains.
that's true. I think we should probably tag the model train community in this one and let them know that we think they're called little kid trains. just in case. So just so they know that what they're doing is playing with toys and they're not actually adults.
I don't actually have much else figured out beyond that. Because
I mean,
honestly,
that's
I
pretty
do.
good.
I want
food.
pizza.
Okay. My dinner party will be fast. Don't worry. It will be a murder mystery party, but wait. You know those where people are like, hey, everybody come dressed up and you all get like your own role beforehand or whatever.
Yeah, those are silly.
They are silly. And I love that they are silly. This one will be dinner party themed though, so that every course of meal, and as we've established, there are lots of them. You eat an appetizer and one of the 12 people dies, gets poisoned by that appetizer. The next course, everybody's eating a different, like a little soup. One of those soups is poisoned, that person dies. And throughout the night, like each meal, somebody gets like a signal that like, okay, you're the one that's supposed to die this time. So nobody knows going into the meal which one of them is going to die, and everybody like gets a card or something, and then one of them has red, and they go, oh, well, I'm the one that dies, and then bam. And then by the end, there's like a big mystery that's been revealed, and the killer is the one that's left or something.
So it's like a pre-written thing, like those games,
Mm-hmm. Right, where
like
everybody knows going in that
there's
like
a narrative. So the people who are chosen to die,
Right.
there's like a reasoning behind it, and potentially someone else could figure it out.
but before you are killed,
What happens to the people once they die? Do they just have to like go to the basement?
they become ghosts. And they can walk around the party making spooky sounds.
But they have to wear a sheet.
Yeah, they have to wear a sheet.
Can they still eat?
Sure.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't show outside the sheet, because it's unrealistic to have a ghost be eating.
Yeah.
Really breaks immersion.
Wait, did you say there wouldn't be a theme?
I think the theme would be dinner party. Like everyone would be coming to this dinner party that you're having that's fancy. But it would probably just be like a French
So it's
family
basically a
is having
murder
dinner
mystery
party. Yeah.
dinner party, but there is no theme. It's just like
The
neutral
theme is that it's a dinner party, as opposed to like some of them are a theme where it's like, cowboys, or like some of them are like, we're Draculas in a castle. I don't know. Like,
Is it like a very standard classic, like
first thing you think of when you think of dinner party, like long rectangular table, bad rectangular table
White
where nobody gets to talk to each
candles.
other. Yeah. White
Yeah,
tapered
bad.
candles, lots of people sitting in a long line. There's two people that are the heads of the house are like sitting at either end and like making weird faces at each other or something. Like it's that kind of dinner party in quotes. And then everybody starts to die each time a course is served, and throughout the night you have to try to suss out what's going on.
Can the people, when they find out that they're the one that has to die next, do they get to decide what that looks like? Like they can make it as
absolutely.
dramatic,
Yeah, artistic
or
license.
dumb. Like if they want to just be like, "Oh, I'm dead," they can do that too.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Okay.
It's fine. If they like the moments get into them and they're really worried, it's like it's okay.
Wait, did you say they would not have a role?
Or no, they could have a character. Like everybody would say like, okay, you are Sebastian Clog.
Is it made up on the
You
spot?
No, just like most murder mystery dinner parties, you receive a card like maybe a
you do
week in
get
advance.
Okay.
And you say like, okay, here's what maybe you should wear to be this character, and here's the sorts of things that you do.
Fun.
Like
I would
here's
really
your
actually
thing.
like to be invited to one of those parties,
Yeah.
but
Have
I
you not
haven't.
done one? I've done a couple. The ones out of the box, pretty bad. I
mean, they're pretty cheesy.
But I think it could be done well, and I think David's the one to do it.
You should.
That sounds like a lot of work.
You
Are
should
you
make it.
are you
Right.
making the dinner party?
Yeah, let's say I am.
Because you like doing that kind of
I
thing.
do like doing game design like that. I could probably do it. It would take a lot of work, but I bet I could do
Let's
it.
do it.
Let's do it.
We'll invite, let's see, there's 3 of us. We'll invite 5 lucky Hypotheticast fans to come to our murder mystery dinner party.
Perfect. I think it would be fun to have a murder mystery dinner party where everybody but the killer died somehow. And I think this one could end that way. It's hard to imagine exactly what the convoluted plot would be of that, but I can imagine it where like you're the killer and you just had to keep it secret from everyone the whole time. Or there are 2 killers. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it for the people that might play.
All right. We've come to a part of the podcast. We'll call this the fish course following the meat main course. Which
It's a lighter meat.
it's a part of the fancier dinner parties. I thought it would be fun to play a dinner party game as part of the dinner party episode. And so I went onto the internet and Googled dinner party games and found one that is, I found it as called the Post-it game, but it's probably called by many different names like most classic games are. This is where we have selected different names of famous beings and given them to each other. And so I have a piece of tape on my head that has the name of somebody. David has that, and Emily didn't want to put it on her head, so it's on the wall behind her.
I have to go do a show after this. I don't want tape residue on my forehead.
Residue.
Yeah, that's fair.
We will go person by person. They will ask yes or no questions to us about the person, and they will attempt to determine who they are. Who wants to go first?
Me.
All right.
All right, David.
I want to find out who I am.
Yes or no questions only, remember.
Okay. Am I over 40?
Yes.
Am I alive?
Yes.
Am I fictional?
Yes.
Am I 6 feet tall or over?
Not
No.
traditionally. No, you're not.
Never.
You're not.
Am I Tom Thumb?
No.
No.
Damn it. I thought I had it.
Oh, what a delightful, fanciful answer.
Thanks. Wait, so I am not fictional.
No, you are fictional.
I am fictional.
I just
Okay.
thought Tom Thumb is such a classic character.
Yeah,
You
I
should think
love
of
him.
like the mascot of the grocery store chain.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, am I the mascot of the
You're neither
grocery
version
store?
of Tom.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're not either one
Am
of
I
those.
Thumbelina?
No. I'm just going to go ahead and give you this. You're no one with the word thumb in your name.
Damn it. Okay. Am I male or female identifying?
Male.
Male.
Yes.
So not Tom Thumb though. Shit. I am currently alive.
Yes.
And I am not Tom Thumb.
Nope. You've eliminated
Wait,
those two things.
I am alive, but I'm fictional?
Well, yes. I mean,
Yes.
if you're a fictional character, I would say, yes, you're alive. I mean, you haven't died in the fictional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like-
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I from a TV show?
No.
No.
Am I from a movie?
No.
Am I from a book?
No.
No.
Am I from a comic strip?
No.
No.
Am I Garfield?
You're Garfield, but
Garfield's
not the
from
one
all
from
of
the
those
comic
things.
Yeah,
strip.
just regular Garfield.
You're James A. Garfield, the fictional
Fictional
president.
character. Wasn't real. The media made him up.
Yeah.
But bam,
No,
expose.
you're not from a comic strip, and you are not Garfield.
Damn it. I'm not Garfield and I'm not Tom Thumb. My two favorite people. Let's see. Am I Abraham Lincoln? No, David. You're not. He was probably taller than 6 feet. And he is dead and was non-fictional. Okay. If I'm not from a book or a movie or a comic strip, or am I a mascot?
Yes.
Oh, am I Tony the Tiger?
No.
Am I Chester the Cheetah?
No. I like that you're now just asking mascots. You're just going to do the
I'm
scattershot
thinking,
approach.
what would Mike put as a mascot?
You are not Chester the Cheetah.
Am
I
I
don't love that guy.
the Yummy Mummy from the cereal Yummy Mummy?
No, you are neither Yummy Mummy nor Fruit.
I am not
Brutes.
Fruit Brute. Damn it, that was going to be. Am I Count Chocula?
No.
Do I have long hair?
No.
Do I have any hair?
No.
No.
Am I the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
No.
No.
Am I?
He's from a movie.
Well, technically, he's a mascot of Stay Puft Marshmallows.
You're right, but he is from a movie. But you're right.
Okay, so
guess.
I have no hair.
None. Hairless.
Am I that naked mole rat from Kim Possible?
I don't know what that is. Is
His
that
name
a
was
character
Rufus.
on
Yeah,
Kim
he's there,
Possible?
yeah. It was
No.
a great show. So good. Am I Kim Possible?
No,
Maybe she was wearing a wig.
has
I don't know.
hair.
And she's from a TV show.
And she
Okay, so
identifies as female.
that's true. I'm a hairless mascot that is alive.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
Captain Crunch wears one of those powdered wigs. He might be. Am I Captain Crunch?
No, you're not Captain Crunch.
Crunchitized. Damn it. Am I a mascot for food?
Yes.
Okay, well that's what most mascots
Yes,
are for.
but, you know.
Am I a mascot for meat?
No.
Am I a mascot for a snack?
No.
No.
Am I a mascot for cereal?
No.
Okay, that eliminates most of them.
I mean, there's gas stations.
That's true. But I feel like okay. So am I a mascot for a vegetable?
No.
No.
Is my skin white
Yes.
and I have no hair? Am I a ghost mascot?
No.
I thought he was going to get it there.
Oh no! What did you think I said? No. Oh, I'm white. I'm white and I'm alive and I'm a mascot, but I'm not Tom Thumb.
You're hairless.
Oh, so hairless. Do I have? I guess if I'm a mascot, do I have hands?
Yes. Yes.
Do I have legs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I move by walking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. and I'm white. Am I the Coca-Cola polar bear?
No.
Ah, shit. That was a good hair on that one, though.
Yeah.
Am I a mascot for beef jerky? I don't like. What other kinds of food mascots are there? Am I a mascot for a restaurant?
No.
I'm not Wendy from Wendy's.
No.
Am I the food? that is being
yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good question.
Good question. Am I the unknown to me mascot for that marshmallow goop that comes in the jar?
No.
Goopy?
I will say, I feel like it's
him?
maybe important to say you are the food, but it's not particularly recognizable in the form that you are.
But he's definitely the food.
No, you're right.
He's
you're
definitely
right,
the food stuff.
He is, but like.
Am I Noggy, the mascot for eggnog?
Yes.
Gross.
Am I milk?
The Nog Goblin.
Am I milk related? Is my food milk related?
No.
Is it dairy at all?
No.
Am I an egg?
No,
No.
you're not an egg. You're
But you're on a like this track.
Yeah, this track.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Am I what track? Asking what food I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Am
feel like that could be helpful.
bread?
Yes.
yeah.
Am I a cracker?
No.
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 Okay.
no.
Okay. I want to be a cracker. I'm not a cracker, but I am bread. Am I a Hot Pocket?
No.
No.
I don't think that's bread.
No.
That can't be bread.
I don't think they have a mascot. Think about like what other accoutrement you may have on your person.
Oh, do I have clothes?
I'm gonna say a few.
A few
I'm gonna
clothes?
say yes, you have clothes.
I would say you're not
Okay.
fully
But-
clothed, but you have a couple of key
I would
accessories.
say by most societal standards, you are naked.
Is my pee-pee showing?
No, Jesus.
I don't know. I don't
What
know
mas-
this.
Yes, this
You know
is
what?
that bread mascot that has a penis.
Hey, it's like, eat this bread. Check out this dick.
Jeez.
I don't know. Some things work on certain target markets. I'm not in advertising. I don't know.
Oh no.
So I'm a bread mascot that wears something.
You're a bread stuff, like
A
part of
bread
the bread
stuff.
family.
Okay,
I think
okay,
don't get too fixated on the fact that you're not like a loaf
Right.
of
Am I a
bread.
It's not-
tortilla mascot?
No.
No.
Am I muffins?
No, not muffins.
Person?
No.
Cupcakes? Cakes?
No cupcakes, not
No.
cakes.
Am I the Pillsbury Doughboy?
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
Yes.
Yep.
Got
That
it.
was so satisfying.
Yes, I have a hat. So
I really
do have
wanted you to
clothes.
ask questions so that we could answer about the giggle,
Yeah.
the annoying.
Do I laugh?
Also, by the way, Pillsbury Doughboy actually is named Poppin' Fresh. That's
Oh,
his
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
dumb.
incorrect. I am not the Pillsbury Doughboy.
I
I'm
wrote the
Papa
Pillsbury
Fresh.
Doughboy, so you got it.
So I'm
Emily?
next.
Emily.
And I know that I'm not Jennifer Lopez because that was the first thing I was. And I turned around and looked at it like a dumbass. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask right off the bat, am I male or female?
Female.
That's not a yes or no question.
Yes.
David got away with
I
it.
did. It's
Yeah.
true. I said, do I
He said,
identify as male or female? And you said
Yeah.
Yes.
male.
You know, you said male. And I was going to catch you on it, but I think that's
It's like a binary question.
Yeah.
It's like, am I male? No. Am I female?
Right.
Yes. It speeds along.
Okay.
Which it hasn't now. But it would have.
Never
I just
mind.
explained it. Am I alive?
Yes.
So alive.
Am I fictional?
No. Thank goodness.
Am I an actor?
Yes.
Am I under 40?
No.
I like that that's the age that we both
Yeah.
picked. No. You're
Well,
not.
it is the cutoff age. You're pretty much just dying after that. So.
Over the hill. Get ready,
I'm
Mike. Here
feeling
it
it,
comes. The cutoff age.
So I'm over.
You are over 40,
40.
and you're alive.
Am I over 60?
Good question.
Let me think. I think so. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Am I American?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is acting my main career?
Yes, definitely.
Indeed, for sure.
Do I do predominantly movies?
Yes. So it's a male actor.
Who's mostly a movie.
So that really narrows it
over
down.
60. Haven't asked about race, but he's white.
Oh, no.
Oh no, that's too much. Edit that
Too
out. Edit
much.
that out.
Edit it out.
Are the movies that I'm in comedies?
I would say more often than not, historically, they are more often than not comedies.
Have I ever been nominated for an Oscar?
That's a good question.
No.
No. Sorry.
I'm gonna double check what the internet says, but I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah.
a no.
Am I married?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Is that person famous?
No.
That would have been a good one.
Well, and not in the same way.
Am I Tom Hanks?
No.
Because Rita Wilson is famous, and I was just going to
Yeah,
get really
yeah.
mad at you guys for not thinking
not
that Rita
knowing-
Wilson was
yeah.
famous.
No,
Okay,
you're
cool.
No,
not
you're not
Tom
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks.
Great.
Sorry.
Was I in a movie recently?
Yes.
Do I have a beard?
Sometimes.
Yes.
More often than not now.
I would say if we're gonna average it out, if we say right now, I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
But more frequently, no.
Yeah, I would say picture this person without a beard.
We're really testing the limits of our yes or no
Yeah, I know.
answers.
Well, otherwise you got to be forever.
Do you know for sure that I have seen a movie with this person in it?
Yes. Like I would say that they're known as being funny, but I would say the movies they're in are not necessarily like comedies.
Yeah, I was going to say that too, but I was like, oh.
Do I have like a weird cult following?
Yes.
Am I Jeff Bridges?
No.
No.
Am I John Goodman?
No. I was going to name everyone in The Big Lebowski.
Am I Steve Buscemi?
Am I Jeff Goldblum?
Yes.
You are Jeff
Yay.
Goldblum.
You did it.
You got it. The cult following was a great
did. I
question.
I know it was
because that really narrowed it down.
Yes, and because then I just peek into internet culture and I
Yep.
think, who are people obsessed with? My next
That are
question was
over
going to be
60
Steve
white
Buscemi.
men. Yeah.
I'm very talented at this game.
All right. Mike's turn.
Mike's turn.
Let's see. Do I identify as male?
No.
Do I identify as female?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I fictional?
No.
No.
I'm a female person. Am I most famous for acting?
Yes.
Am I alive?
Yes.
Am I over 40?
Yes.
That's
am
the
I
one.
over 60?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I over 70?
Yes.
Am I over 80?
Yes.
Am
my
I over
God.
90?
No.
No.
But I'm an actor who's
you
over
are.
80.
Yes,
Am I
it's true.
Dame Judi Dench?
I mean, to be fair, we bring her up a lot.
That is ridiculous.
Oh, that's really
That's
good.
absurd.
Well, honestly, though, it speaks to the lack of actresses over 80 who are in Hollywood and famous still. There's not that many.
Guess, but how did you just go right there?
I mean,
'cause
honestly,
we've
I think I
talked
would
about
have
her
too.
a lot
like when
on
I
the
think
show.
it's her or Maggie Smith. Like who else? Who else are you gonna go for? Like, is it Glenn Close that old? Like,
No, I don't think she's over 80.
Like, there's really just not a lot to choose from.
I was going to say Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but she's not an actress. So this is the dessert course of our Hypotheticast dinner episode. This is called If I Were You, where we talk about things we would do if we were you. I would like to talk about a little show that I've been starting to watch every Saturday morning because I still like Saturday morning cartoons, even though I'm almost dead. On Netflix, there's a show called Hilda, and it is a really delightful animated show based on a graphic novel series. It's about a girl who lives in like a Scandinavian country. I don't even know if it's named, but she lives with like mythological creatures, and they're kind of accepted as part of life. There's trolls. There's a little pet she has that is adorable and destined to be the next big cute pet thing. It's really just a great, like in the vein of Adventure Time or Steven Universe or a lot of those shows that just are really creative and pleasant to watch.
Yeah.
The music is very fun, and it's just a really nice thing to watch.
Netflix, you said?
It's on Netflix.
Cool.
So check it out.
Cool.
Cool.
To make up for all the times that I am very off theme with my If I Were Yous, I'm going to be very on theme, but it's also kind of more of a general. So there's this blog that I've been following since blogs were more of an actual thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's grown in popularity, and now it's still a blog, but it's more just sort of like a website, I guess. It's called Cup of Joe, and it very easily could be put into the category of just like white lady lifestyle blogs. And it kind of is that, except it's grown and she's hired a full staff of like diverse, interesting people. And it's like the opposite of that like super high pressure, like this is what your life should look like. And it's so easy to go on these spa retreats in the Greek island. You know, like she's just like very accessible and actually also very vulnerable. Everybody should check out her blog. But she has this one post that I love that I just rediscovered this week. And it is called A Very Easy Dinner Party. And it is where she kind of, I think, like distills what I think actually good dinner parties should be. The 4 steps are ordering a deli lasagna, make a really simple salad, have your guests bring wine, and get ice cream bars for dessert. And the other key is to just invite people like last minute. So like just like 2 days before, just send it out and be like, who happens to be around? So it's not like gonna be everybody can come, but some people will be able to come, and that will help keep it that sort of like more manageable size. At least that's my interpretation of why that rule works. And actually, after reading it, I found out randomly that I had a Friday evening free. So Tanner and I were like, oh, what should we do? And we actually just had the idea of like, what if we just like text a couple friends and see if they want to like order food from a restaurant in our new neighborhood that we haven't tried yet. And then they just like come over and it's like dinner party. Like we sat at our table. We had like, you know, wine, but then we just like ate the takeout from this restaurant and just hung out. And the spontaneity of it was really nice and chill, getting to eat delicious food that we didn't have to stress about. I recommend doing that. And then I also recommend checking out Cup of Joe.
Cup of Joe.
Joe is just J-O.
If I were you, I would go on Netflix, I hope, still. If not, go on Blockbuster. Go to Blockbuster and rent the movie The Invitation, because that's a movie about a dinner party, but so much more.
Yeah.
If you like Hitchcockian thrillers or suspense, or not knowing what's going to happen in a movie at all, like, and going in blind, but trust me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
That sort of movie, watch this movie. It's definitely cool. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. Bye.
It's a good one.
Cool.
If you would like to find us on the internet, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You could email us, hypotheticast@gmail.com, or go to our website, hypotheticast.club. Go to any of those places to reach out and say hi, read a little bit more about us, listen to our episodes, and just be cool.
Be cool.
Yeah, help us spread the word. You can leave a review on our Facebook page, iTunes, or whatever podcast app you use. We're on pretty much all of them. We got a review this week from T.H. Ponders, who says, "This show is excellent, equal parts funny and soul questioning. The hosts have an incredible chemistry that keeps me laughing through every episode. It's a straightforward premise, but the execution is spot on." I think he's going to like our next episode, which is going to be about executions.
Yeah. I find it disturbing that he laughs the entire episode. I think he's probably really tired.
You know what? If
Maybe he
that's
just
what we're
needs a
doing for
release.
him and he likes it.
Yeah, we're wearing him out. It's like taking a dog to a dog park.
And just tell your friends about us too if you see him in real life. That's good too.
Thank you so much to Jaden James and the Hunger for their song Killing It. We use it as our theme song every week. And thank you to Christian Hagen for the logo that he made. Thank you to you, the listener, for tuning in, for sending us questions, for being cool, for being cute, for being sassy, for generally being you. Keep it up.
We are into it.
Yeah, we definitely are into it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Emily, do you want to make an announcement about how angry you are?
Yes. Okay. So we got two super fun gifts from our self-proclaimed creepiest fans. Don't know if they were two different people or the same person. I think they were different because the handwriting was different.
And the
handwriting
theme
on
of the
second-
gift was
yeah.
different
Yeah,
too.
that's
Yes.
true.
We loved it. It was super fun, but I'm not as chill as Mike and David, and I can't just be like, oh, I guess it'll forever be a mystery. So what I want to say is thank you for your gifts. They were wonderful. I love you. Who are you?
Can you just wait? We
You have to tell
described
us now.
So
we described
angry.
the garbage bag with the bloody handprint and
And the
the questionable
Cheetos
gummy
and the
eyeballs.
gummies.
Can you talk about the other
Yes.
thing we got?
The second one was an envelope. The envelope said, "To Hypotheticast, awaiting your arrival," or something.
Yes,
And then
eagerly waiting
inside
your arrival.
were 3 pictures, like printed out, like 4x6 pictures, taken in a dark cemetery of different headstones.
Graves.
Just some graves.
And on the
Yeah.
back of each picture was written one of our names.
Yeah, and the tombstone said our full name
Yeah.
and our birth dates, and then it was like a date in the near future.
And that night when I woke up, I felt like I was under a bunch of soil, but then like I woke up and it was a dream and I was like, oof, or
Not
maybe
yet.
this is the
Okay,
dream.
well,
It's not your
the
time.
last couple things that they said are lies. But
Hey, how do you know?
so anyway, loved it. Awesome. Amazing. You're great. I just want to know who you are. Please
So,
just tell me.
Just tell Emily.
Yeah, you could just tell
specifically.
me.
Just message
They don't
Emily.
care. But
Send
I'm just
Emily
like, the first part of the fun is sending us the stuff. And then the second part is us knowing who you are so we can say thank you and that we love you.
And the third part is that we'll send you a prize, because I think with
Oh,
only
that's true,
2
too.
entries into this competition, we can give you both a prize.
Yeah, I
You're
think
both
you
our
both
creepiest
win.
fan.
Yeah.
You can be creepy together.
Okay.
We'll send you an envelope full of creepy stuff. All my Halloween leftovers.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Why is that gross?
It just sounds like it'd be like
It's
chewed up
a
candy
rotten
or something.
pumpkin.
Well, it
Yeah.
sounds like it would be the stuff that you don't want, which is probably
That's
gross.
true. All the bullshit
Leftovers is never
candy.
a nice thing to send in the mail.
I guess not. Now, an after dinner mint.
This game is called No Questions Asked. It is a short game because I ask you one question and you guys have to answer it, and you cannot ask any further questions.
So true.
This is from Emily Welly. Would you rather the uninvited guest to your dinner party be a werewolf or a vampire? It's a full moon.
Vampire.
Vampire.
Yeah, definitely. No questions more, though. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good time. And just remember, it's the holidays coming up soon, so don't forget to break up with your boyfriend.
And give us some prezzies.
And also eat whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just like eat whatever you want.
Cause I'm killing it. I'm killing it. I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
How about you ask about what we're a mascot for so you don't just keep going down the endless rabbit hole of cereal mascots that we could literally do an entire episode of.
Yeah.
We will have to do cereal mascots.
Do you think the Trix Rabbit has an endless rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Cool. On his body or?
Gross.